Two children were found alone in a motel room as police were investigating a shooting. And now authorities are asking for the public's help in locating the parents. Around 12:30 a.m., which was on the 27th, so it had just turned the 27th, which was just a day ago. All right. So around 12:30 a.m. at the Cranbrook House Motel on the 20500 block of James Couzens, a 29-year-old man walked through the parking lot hearing people arguing, heard the sound of shots fired, and then realized he had been shot in his back, police said. Now, medics arrived on the scene and took the victim to an area hospital. He's listed in a temporary serious condition. Police arrived and found a bullet hole in the window of room 119. Then they went inside the room and found two toddlers in the room by themselves. What's up, Adrian Boyce, Queen J, and everybody else? All right. And what's going on, my sister Tanisha? Tanisha is in the building. My sister from Morning Soto. The mayor of Detroit is in the building. 8 Mile in Greenville. That is correct. Thank you very much. He knows. He's from Detroit. So there you go. So if you know about this story, then any updates that you have, please say it in the chat, and I'll be more than happy to read that out for you. So they found a bullet hole in room 119. They went inside the room and found two children, two toddlers, under the age of 2, which I believe they said one was. I'll give it here in a minute because there's actually another story that I have that gives their exact age, but they're both under the age of 1. So one was in the bed, but both of their diapers were soiled and in need of changing. So that means they've been there for a minute. Medics verified that the children were okay, and DPD's child abuse was involved in the case early Tuesday. Police have distributed pictures of the children and asked anyone who knows the identity or their whereabouts of the children's parents to call authorities who investigate child abuse at the phone number 313-596-5329, which might not even be necessary anymore, but I wanted to make sure that you guys had that information. So as you guys can see here to my right, these are the children. And what I thought was a little bit strange was the fact that it seemed like they were quick to put the children out there. I don't know if that's like a normal thing to like put the pictures of the children out there, because in this case that they're victims, but they did. So the pictures have been out there of these children. What's up, Senator? And but the fact that you weren't able to actually not only find the parents, but once they actually found the parents, which you'll find out here in a moment, and this is actually a picture of the hotel. You know, it's a very, very barren place. And I've actually heard about this particular hotel that is actually worse than some of the projects out there in Detroit. So if anybody that lives out there, if y'all could confirm that, let me know. But that's what I heard. And as you guys can see here to my right, that's one of the bullet holes. That's a big bullet hole that went through that window right there. Or maybe the impact just caused it to knock that big hole in there. But yeah. So, but anyway, the crazy thing about this is the fact that they put the children's pictures out there, but I didn't actually notice that they put the parents' pictures out there or identify the parents or even able to find the parents. And the reason why I think, and they say they normally don't do that. Thank you, Mayor of Detroit. I appreciate that. Okay. And we had somebody said the guardians or parents should never see these babies ever again. I 100% agree, because you guys know what we do here. And the thing that we do here is that we advocate for children and children's safety and the well-being of children and families. We are advocates for families here. That's what we do at the Soda You Dig. All right. So, but the fact that they weren't able to find the parents, I'm going to tell you an easy way that you could have found the parents. And I'm wondering if anybody out there watching, anybody out there on Facebook, anybody out there in YouTube, do you guys know an easy way to find out who the parents were that were in this hotel in room 119? Anybody know? At the Cranbrook House Motel? What information do you usually have to give a hotel before you check into a room? Just curious. Just kind of curious if anybody knows that information. Has anybody out there ever rented a hotel room? You know, whether it be, you know, temporarily for a night, for a weekend, you know, for a little getaway. Or even in situations where Like when people are displaced from the hurricanes, from Hurricane Katrina, from the hurricane in Houston. You know, I know a lot of people had lost their homes and stuff like that, and they actually had to live in hotel rooms. I do know that that happens. You know, the tornadoes that happen in Yukon, Oklahoma. Exactly. Jason Gunn, my sister E Goose is me. Latia's Tall, Diana, Keenan. A lot of you guys got it. The mayor of Detroit, ID. They have to give ID. Thank you. And any of those bits of information, whether it be credit card, driver's license, any of that is going to have that person's information on there. Photo ID. Even if you pay cash, more times than none, you still have to show a photo ID. And I gotta say, if this hotel is as bad as they say it is, it makes me wonder if these people are even having to show ID to rent out these rooms. Makes you very, very curious, because when the police came and they were like, hey, whose kids are these? The first thing I would have did if I was one of the officers, I would have went right to that front office and said, hey, who checked this room out? And then we go find that person. What's going on, P-Man 007? What's going on, bro? Thank you for being here. 405 checking in. You know, I'm from Northside, Oklahoma City, originally. Doing my thing out here in Texas. But yeah, normally you have to give identification. So the fact that, hold on. Originally. All right. Yeah, sorry. Just have to make sure that the Facebook link was working, and it is. So awesome. So yeah, my sister Tanisha is watching live. That's awesome. So I can see you guys' comments there. At some point, I'll get the comments on the screen so you guys can see them here as well. But I think that's a big negligence. That's a huge negligence on the police department. The fact that they didn't think to ask the front office for the information. It doesn't require a credit card. You can pay cash, but normally you have to show an ID. And if they're not showing ID, then that points to a much, much, much bigger problem. Okay? Which is why we're talking about this story. So as you guys come in, we got about 108 people watching. If you guys would do me a simple favor, please hit the thumbs up. Okay? You know, we have a small amount of people that donate almost every single show, which we definitely appreciate. And I'll read those off here in a minute. But for everybody else, like I say, if you guys aren't able to contribute, or if you want to contribute at a later time, a way that you can contribute right now, even on Facebook, hit the thumbs up. All right, that helps us out quite a bit, more than you know. Okay, so what we're going to do here is I'm going to continue to tell you a little bit more about this story, because we have a couple of updates, and I have a very, very special update for you guys. Oh, that's bullcrap. Really? You don't have to give nothing. Wow. No freaking way. What's up? What's up, Relationship Rehab? My brother, United Guns of America, is in the building. The Guru and the Whore. What's going on, my brother? You got to have some type of information. You got to fill out something. If they don't make you fill out anything. They just say, here, give me your money. Here's the room key. That's bad business, man. Like, come on, man. What? Like, you guys tell me what y'all think. I think that's really bad. Now, WXYZ Detroit said, Detroit police say a woman has been arrested after two people came forward identifying themselves as the parents of the two young children found in a hotel room overnight. I'll read that again because I think that kind of gives it away a little bit. Detroit police say a woman has been arrested. So one of the two people has been arrested after two people came forward identifying themselves as the parents of the two young children found in the hotel room overnight. I want you guys to think about what that possibly means. If they both came forward and one of them were arrested, then what does that mean? What that actually means is that they were probably out together. It would seem like that makes sense. But I'm not 100% sure. They could have been out kicking it. Which, come on, man. Unfortunately, to my people, I know it's not a good thing to say. It's not a good thing to admit. but we do know of some people that leave their children at the house. We do. And it's a bad thing to say that, but we do know some people that do that a lot. Yeah, even at the Plaza Inn, ask for ID. They absolutely do. You talking about over there off of I-35 in Oklahoma City. That is about the raggediest hotel over there by Kokomo's. I know exactly what you're talking about. Sylvester got it. Yep. Absolutely. Yep, thank you. He said it in the chat. Thank you. Kokomo's was... You know, you go there to play pool. It's a cool little, where it used to be a cool place. Let me not say that. I think that's taking it a bit far. But it used to be right down the street from Club Casanova's. So that's how y'all know I'm originally from Oklahoma City, because that club ain't been there in years. It ain't been nothing but a dirt spot for years. Matter of fact, Red Night Lights ain't even there no more. But that hotel, when you're talking about like bed bugs and pimping and prostituting and all of that stuff, this is definitely the type of hotel that this thing happens in, right? It's stupid cheap, but you absolutely have to show ID. It is what it is. But even for a crappy hotel like that in Oklahoma City, still has a basic necessity that you must identify yourself. Yeah, he said, go play pool. Don't rent a room. Yeah, you do not want to rent a room. I gotta be honest. When I was much, much younger, I went in a room and I was like, probably be my last time doing that. Oh my God, man. Oh man. Let's keep going. The woman is identified as the children's 24-year-old mother, and she has been arrested for neglect. A warrant package will be submitted to Wayne County Prosecutor's Office for review and charges. According to police, the children, a 1-year-old girl and a 7-month-old boy, were found around 12:30 a.m. Tuesday, which was this past Tuesday, in a Cranbrook House Motel near 8 Mile and Lodge Freeway. So what that means is that they left the children Monday night or Monday afternoon. If they say they had at least been there 12 hours unattended. So minus 12, at least 12 hours back from 12:30 a.m. You're talking about around noon, Monday. Maybe even longer than that. Because all that is just an estimate. You really don't have any idea how long those kids were actually left there by themselves. All right. Now it started when a 29-year-old man was walking through the parking lot when he heard arguing, and then gunshots went off. Then he felt a pain in his back and he realized that he got hit. He got hit from one of the stray bullets. So he's at the hospital and they say he's in critical condition, but they said it's temporary critical condition, which I don't really know what that means. But surveillance shows a man in a black hoodie step in the frame, pull out a gun and fire multiple times, which I actually have the video for you guys. Scout units arrived on scene and found a bullet hole in the window room of room 119. When investigating, they found the kids and they were in the room alone. Let me see. They were in diapers. They were soiled. We already know that. According to the police, both children were checked out and they were not injured. Detroit Police Child Abuse Section was notified and they responded, and Child Protective Services took custody of the children around 4 a.m. So you're talking about 4 hours, well, 3.5 hours later, they came and actually got possession of the children. So they're investigating. Police say that the mother has a third child whose father has already full custody of her. The mother of these children that left the children in the hotel room has a third child who the father of the child has custody of that third one. The man is also the father of the 1-year-old girl. He has come forward and has offered to take in his daughter as well as a 7-month-old boy as well. I'm going to point that out to you guys because, as you know, these stories that I've been giving you guys lately have been hella confusing. Hella confusing. Not as confusing as the last story I did, but this is crazy. The third kid that she has is in the father's custody. And as you guys know, usually when the father has custody, it usually means that the mother has usually done something pretty bad that she lost custody. Even when fathers got a lot of money and fight for custody, they usually don't give the father custody of the children. This is a fact. This happens all the time. Okay? So not only did he have custody of that one, they gave him custody of the first kid. The 1-year-old girl, the older one. Gave him custody of that one. And then he said, well, you might as well give me the 7-month-old boy as well to keep all the kids together. Let's keep going. Anyway, the investigation is ongoing as in the investigation in the non-fatal shooting. Anyone with information is asked to call the police at phone number 313-596-5329. Now, there was actually a neighbor, what they call a neighbor. I don't know why they... What's up, New Orleans? KF504, man. What's happening, babe? What's going on with you, bruh? All right. She was over here 5 or 6 months, her former neighbor said. They're calling her a neighbor, like, you know, I guess these people are living in these hotels permanently. Her name is Brittany Clark, and she says, it's shocking. I can honestly tell you it's hurtful because I have my own son. That was a statement that she gave. All right. Now, this is where the story is going to get interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to actually show you guys the actual news clips. Then we're going to get to the real interesting portion. Are you guys ready for that? Here we go. Let's go ahead and get it cracking. Of course, we always have to show the disclaimer for the people that do not like us here at the Soto, you dig. All right. This story is going to be shown on video by way of fair use. So, warning. Federal law allows me to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use, and it's allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, which we are doing, teaching, which we are doing, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 USC 107 hashtag fair use. Now, I'm just saying, I like to read that off. I think it's only proper to read that off, but here we go, guys. This is the first news story, so listen up.
The good thing here is that police say that the 2 children appear to be fine. They will be turned over to Child Protective Services, though, but right now they're trying to figure out exactly where their parents are and why those parents would leave these 2 young children alone in a hotel room. Now, we are told that police were called out here to the Cranbrook Motel near 8 Mile and the Lodge right around 12:30 after a 29-year-old reported he had been shot. The victim told police that he was walking through the parking lot when he heard people arguing and then shots being fired, and he then felt some sort of a pain in his back and realized he had been shot. He is listed in serious condition at this hour. Now, while investigating that shooting, that is when police found a bullet hole in the window of one of the rooms here. They then discovered 2 small children alone in that room. Now, these kids are both younger than 2 years old, so one is a toddler, one is a baby. Again, they appear to be fine and will be turned over to Child Protective Services, but police are releasing pictures of both of those children because they're hoping that somebody out there will recognize them, somebody will know who their parents are, and somebody will call police so they can figure out exactly what is going on in this situation. If you are that person, give police a call right away. Reporting from Detroit's West Side this morning, Robin Murdoch, Fox 2 News.
All right, thank you very much, Robin. Let's go ahead and get to our next story. We're just going to play them back to back, uninterrupted. Uninterrupted. All right.
You know, right now, nobody seems to know where these parents are, and that is where our viewers come in. We've been showing you photos of these 2 young kids all morning long, and the hope is that someone out there knows exactly who they are and where their parents are so police can get to the bottom of this. Detroit police want you to take a good long look at pictures of these two precious young children who were left all alone in a motel room on the city's west side. Investigators found them inside room 119 at the Cranbrook Motel near 8 Mile in the Lodge early Tuesday morning. One was in a crib, the other on the bed, and both, we are told, were in dirty diapers. While finding their parents is now, of course, a top priority, it wasn't even why investigators responded to the motel in the first place, but thank goodness they did. Police were called out to the Cranbrook Motel around 12:30 for a report of a 29-year-old who had been shot. The victim told investigators he was walking through the parking lot here when he suddenly heard arguing, the sound of shots being fired. The victim then felt a pain in his back and realized he'd been hit. At last check, he was in serious condition, and that brings us back to the children. While investigators were looking into the shooting, police found a bullet hole in the window of room 119, and that is what led them to the toddler and baby, who were physically fine, but again were all by themselves. They released these photos of the kids in hopes someone watching right now might recognize them, or better yet, know where their parents or family might be. Police, no doubt, have a lot of questions for them. So again, the children have been checked out. We are told that they are fine, and they have since been turned over to Child Protective Services. Again, if you have any information on who they are, who their parents are, or even about the shooting this morning, you're asked to give police a call right away. They would certainly appreciate it. Reporting from Detroit's West Side, Robin Murdoch, Fox 2 News.
So Robin, we really have two stories here, two seemingly separate stories. You have the shooting in...
All right. Now, I think it's a little bit strange. They say about 12 hours later, the mother of the children contacted police by way of telephone. Detroit police say just after 5 p.m., the mother, who's age 24, came forward and was arrested for neglect. Now, earlier in the story, I actually told you guys, they said the mother and the father came forward. Now, the two children were placed in custody of the biological father of the young girl. The Wayne County prosecutor will review the case. And let me see, am I missing anything else? Yeah, we got that information already. They said temporary serious condition. I don't really know what this temporary serious is, but it is what it is. All right. Now, we're going to do one more news story here. And then from there, I'm going to get to you guys the really, really good part. Okay. Here we go.
And Detroit police arrested a mother who's accused of leaving her...
Matter of fact, before I do that, let me get back to what I was going to read here. Let me see. Where is it at? Boneham said, and thank you guys. Y'all hit the thumbs up as y'all come in. Thank you very much for keeping up with that. So Boneham said, so if the guy had not been shot, who knows how long those kids might have been in that room alone. That's absolutely right. Or with the fact that bullets were shot off, and then the bullet went through that window. So if the bullet hadn't went through that window, they might not have ever checked that room at all. So that's actually a great catch there. Now, it was somebody else that said something here. Let me see if I can find it, because it was right after that one. Let me see if I can find it. Unfortunately, yeah, LV is right. She said wild animals take care of their babies better than this, and that is unfortunately true. I've been watching a lot of matter of fact, I've seen dogs take care of ducks better than we take care of our children. Yep, thank you. Somebody actually said it. Yes, thank you. That's Sesquipedalian said that. I just noticed that, bro. You actually said it. I've actually seen where like non-native animals are taking care of other types of baby animals, like looking out for them. I've seen like dogs take care of baby deer and just the weirdest stuff, like they're not even like the same type of species, and they look after them like they're their own kids and grow very fond of them. What's up to my brother Chris Thorns? I can't believe where I missed that comment at. I know it was a comment that I was going to say something about, but I don't see it. Okay. But again, This is the final news story, and I'm gonna let you guys listen to this, and then I'm gonna let you guys catch up on the really interesting portion of the story. Here we go.
And Detroit police arrested a mother who's accused of leaving her 2 young children alone in a motel room. Investigators believe they were by themselves for at least 12 hours. 7 Action News reporter Jennifer Ann Wilson explains how officers made the discovery.
Detroit police came here to the Cranbrook House Motel because they received a call that shots had been fired. When they arrived, they found a man shot in the back, and they saw a bullet hole in a hotel room window with 2 children inside.
I thought it was firecrackers, and then I woke up, and I'm like, firecrackers.
It was gunfire, Loretta Johnson heard, and HD.
As you guys can see, they actually have this incident caught on camera. And this is the, golly, man. Woo. Wow. Do you guys see a picture of this hotel? Look at that. It looked like that thing is about to, that thing should be condemned. Where's the mayor of Detroit at? Is he still in the chat? Bro, whoever, if people live in Michigan or Detroit, man, y'all got to tell them about this. Wherever they sitting off y'all tax dollars, they need to do something about this. This is insane. It looks garbage from the outside. It looks like it's been abandoned for the past 60 years. Sheesh.
A bullet hole in a hotel room window with 2 children inside.
Now check it out. There's somebody walking, and there's somebody down there at the bottom.
I thought it was
And he shot towards that person, looks like.
firecrackers.
He must be a terrible shot because he shot that car too, right there. He shot the window of that car, or somebody was shooting back.
And then I woke up, and I'm like, firecrackers.
It was gunfire.
So I see 1, 2, 3 people there so far, and maybe somebody in the car.
Loretta Johnson
And he pulled out that gun quick.
heard, and HD cameras were rolling in the well-lit.
Okay, and that person at the top also had a gun and pulled it out and started shooting back.
Gated parking lot of Cranbrook House Motel.
And he starts shooting in the opposite direction. That way. Y'all see that?
When a man in a black hoodie.
Boom, he shot at him. That's so weird. Like, what the hell?
He steps into frame, pulls out a gun.
And you see there's some type of blast just above his head there also.
And fires multiple times. At least one of those bullets hits the 29-year-old man in the back, according to police.
Man.
At least one other bullet flies through the window of room 119.
119, meaning it's at the bottom. The bottom, one of the bottom hotel rooms, because clearly they're shooting in that direction.
Inside, police find a 7-month-old boy and a 1.5-year-old little girl covered in feces and rashes. Their 24-year-old mother nowhere to be found.
It's bad. Those are babies. How would you want to leave them?
Around 4 a.m., Child Protective Services arrives to take those.
And you know what she said? Why would you want to leave them? An even better question is, why would you even have them in this hotel room? Why would you even have them in these conditions? Like, damn. Cranbrook Motel. Yep. I know times is hard for some people, but damn no.
Children away while the man shot in the back was taken to the hospital. He's now in temporary serious condition. Detroit police say the mother, 24 years old, did not have a good enough excuse to leave her small children alone for what they believe could have been in excess of 12 hours.
Now, I want you guys to notice that we got about 183 people here or so, close to 200. If y'all would, just do me a favor, hit the thumbs up. That helps us out quite a bit. Not everybody has, wants to donate or has it to donate. You don't have to. Just hit the thumbs up. We got the Patreon available, and we also got the PayPal available. That's up to you guys if you guys want to take advantage. But if nothing else, the thumbs up is a very simple thing that'll help share the show, and other people can come check us out here. All right? Now, I'm going to point out something that she said. Now, what she said was that the woman didn't have a good enough excuse. So what they're saying is that they can identify these children. They can put these children's pictures out there, but they clearly know who the mother is. They know the identity of the mother, but they have not put the mother's identity out there. How many of you people out there think it's wrong the fact that they put the children's identity out there, but they didn't put the mother's identity out there? I do. You guys see anything wrong with that? What did I say to you guys about protecting children? It seems like we don't protect children as much as we protect women. I'm all about protecting women, but why do we protect women more than we protect children? Man, that's a female. You can't hit a female. But you never hear anybody say, man, that's a 4-year-old. That's a 1-year-old. You can't leave a 1-year-old in the hotel room alone while gunshots is going off in dire straight conditions and dirty diapers. You never hear anybody say this. Man, you can't leave that kid alone at home by himself. You never hear anybody say that, right? But I'm going to tell you something. I got a surprise for you guys. For everybody that tuned in and for everybody that stayed and everybody that's coming through right about now and hitting that thumbs up, I got a special surprise for you guys.
They say they are placing that mother under arrest. So I asked, who will get custody of these 2 small children? And they tell me that the woman actually has a 3rd child, and the father of that 3rd child has full custody of that 3rd child, and he has agreed to take the 2 other children as well. So a silver lining, a story of a father really stepping up to take care of 2 children in need. In Detroit, Jennifer Ann Wilson, 7 Action News.
All right, now this is where it gets interesting, okay? Because what I have been struggling with this, and my girl knows, and she'll tell you that I've been struggling trying to find the identities of the parents. Like really, really had a lot of trouble trying to do it. But what I have for you guys is some very, very interesting information. Now, the person that I was supposed to speak to on Facebook, I wasn't able to catch up with them. But let me see if I can try it now. Because we were supposed to talk earlier and I was never able to get in touch with him. So we'll just see what happens. Okay. So we'll wait and see what happens. And yes, guys, I actually do have the photos of the mother, and I was able to actually find her name. Are you guys ready? You ready to see who it is? Without further ado, gonna go ahead and get this up on the screen. Let me blow it up for you guys just a little bit so you can see it real nice and clear. Come on, come on. This is the mother. This is the mother that left her children in the hotel room. So you guys are hearing it at the Soto You Dig first. Make sure you telephone and tell your friends that you heard it here first. It is not being reported in the news. It has not been reported. The police haven't reported it. There has not been one news outlet that has reported it. So apparently we're going to have to make this an official news outlet here at the Soto You Dig. Because we work together. We work in collusion with my brother Tommy and everybody else out there in the chat. The people that live in these cities and these states have come through and they reached out and we were able to find this mother. All right. Yes. 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 This is the mother. Okay. And like I said, we were doing this because the police were actually asking for this information and they were asking, well, who is the mother? Well, it was people that found out who she was. And they said, so this is the missing mother of the 2 kids found in the motel on 8th Mile and the Lodge She's missing, and also her black '05 or '09 Ford Fusion. She goes by Michelle, but her name is Diana Smith. Please pass the word on. No one knows the situation, so please stay positive and let's find this missing mother. I'm gonna read that for you guys again, if you guys did not catch how weird that was. She goes by the name Michelle, Michele, but her name is Diana Smith. And I had the hardest time in the world trying to find this woman. And when I tell you hard time, I was supposed to did this story yesterday. That's how hard of a time I've had trying to do this story. And I'm not going to go off of looks. I'm not going to go off of anything. Nothing like that, because I'm telling you, looks can be deceiving and you really can't tell much by looks at all for any reason. This is her. So her alias is Michelle, or Michelle, Michele, but her name is Diana, Diana Smith, Smith. That is the mother. All right. Now, I actually do have a couple of more pictures because my friends and people and my connects on Facebook and my awesome investigative skills have allowed me to find even more pictures of her. All right. Now, I actually have another picture that I'm going to show you guys. Let me get it up on the screen here. How about this one? And it looks like she's actually in the hotel. If you guys can see it right there. You see the bed back there? That looks like the exact same hotel. Now, I can't see the children in there. Don't know where the children is. I got to tell you guys something. Just from the look of the pictures, because like I say, looks can be deceiving. A fake name could be a stripper. A fake name could be a prostitute. You really don't know. And that's actually why I tried to reach out to some people personally. And I did hear from them. And they were supposed to get on here with me. And we were supposed to chop it up. But I have not heard back from them yet. So we'll probably have to do an update or something. So I could always make it to where when I talk to them, I'll just record it. And so that way I can do an update story and just let you guys know what happened. But for now, Diana Smith, the mother that left these two children there. And you know what? I'm going to tell you guys that was something that was very interesting that somebody told me. You know what they said that we should do to this mother? Do for this mother? They said, obviously, she needs help and we need to pray for her. And I said, really? And what was funny was a lot of the sisters are finally starting to jump on board and they realize, hey man, we need to start calling out our own. We need to start calling out people that look just like us, that share our same community, that share our same ideals and our same situations. And they called it out and they said, no, this woman doesn't need prayer. This woman needs jail. Because the thing is if no one is going to fight for the children, we need to stand up and fight for the children because they cannot fight for themselves. And I'm going to tell you guys, as I tell you guys, and I tell you guys, and I tell you guys, if we raise good children, we can have good adults. If you raise great children, you can have great adults. If you breed bad children, you have bad adults. Bad adults do bad shit against society. They become bigger and more dangerous. The prison to pipeline system. You guys have to remember how this all culminates. It starts when these children are very young. These children aren't given a chance because of the fact that the people that are in possession of the children are not taking care of those children. What's up, Carrie? Carrie, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to shoot me an email when you get a chance. If you would, please, that would be amazingly awesome, sister. If you would do that for me, Carrie, I need you to email me so we can, so I can send you some information. If you would, please, as soon as you get a chance. But like I said, if we do not fight for the children, then the children don't stand a chance, and our future depends on the youth. the direction that our country goes is depending on the youth. And what we cannot allow is for people to continue to produce children and continue to bring children into unwed situations and say that this person has all the choice and all the rights and all the dominion over a person's life, but yet all they do is abuse that person's life and make that person's life hell and continue to bring more and more and more and more children into these dire straight situations. Now, we say it's my body, it's my choice. I'm all for people having their own choice, but at some point when people are not making the right choices, then at some point as society, we have to say, okay, wait, stop. You guys are doing something wrong. It is harmful to our society and to our world. You need to stop, or we need to stop you. We need to save you from yourself. So if we know that we have people out there that are not responsible with their sexuality, the bearers of the children are not being responsible by how many they're having and why they're having them, then I think that we need to start taking measures to make sure that we prevent them from being able to just continue to just reproduce. Now, I know that might sound a little bit extreme, but I think we should definitely start looking at some measures to have more accountability on our sisters, because I think it would actually help them. If you really want to help them, then you should help them make the right decisions and continue to bring children into the world in 2018 when you don't have a job, when you don't have any income, when you don't have any insurance for the children, when you don't have a place for the children to lay their head, use the bathroom, get clean, get food, when you don't have suitable living conditions for the children ain't got clothes, they ain't got diapers, they ain't got clean bottles. They're just sucking in poison. You know, the mothers are smoking and drinking and doing drugs around their kids, having random men around their kids and stuff like that. We have to start looking at measures to make sure that these people, men and women, do not continue to put children in these situations. Again, I want you guys to understand, I'm a father's right advocate. If you guys want me to speak from another perspective, then there are more people on YouTube that do that specific thing, okay? This is specifically what I do here. If people want me to speak on the Latin community or the Asian community or the Jewish community or anything like that, I respect you for sending me stories like that. I respect what you guys think that I need to be more diverse and all of that stuff. But all I can say to you at this point is I'm not a part of those communities. I'm not familiar with those communities. And I don't think that I will be doing you guys very much of a favor if I spoke on behalf of what I think is wrong with all of the other communities outside of mine when I am not familiar with those communities. Do you guys understand where I'm coming from? So that's my disclaimer. If people wonder why we stick to a certain thing, generally we want you to talk about what you know. If you know gaming, we want you to stick to gaming. If you know computers, stick to computers. If you know customer service and sales, stick to that. If you know cars and mechanics and painting cars, stick to that. In Title IV, yes, absolutely. Because the thing is, what the Title IV system does in the government is it provides this safety net for when our young women want to be irresponsible. And I say our young women because the men don't have that same safety net. They don't. So when they fall, they're caught by this safety net. And whenever you're caught by this safety net, what it does is it breeds irresponsibility. It breeds an irresponsible mindset. Because I'll give you an example for you people that maybe don't understand where a parent is coming from. Maybe you guys aren't parents. I don't know. I don't know who has children out there. But if you do have children, let me know in the chat. All right? For the parents out there, how many of you parents know that sometimes you have to let your children fall and hit their behind, scrape their knee? How many parents are familiar that you can't always be there to help and protect your children from every little single thing? Sometimes you have to let them fall and scrape their knee sometimes. for them to get the overall bigger picture, for them to be able to take better care and protect themselves. The same thing goes with the women in this situation. If we continue to say every time that you have a dude that didn't do you right, every time that you have a dude that promised to marry you and didn't, every time that you have a dude that got you drunk because or got you wasted and you just keep having whatever the reason is that we continue to just keep breeding children irresponsibly, whatever that reason is, if we continue to say, sweetheart, it's gonna be okay. We're gonna pray for you. We're gonna put you in a better house. We're gonna give you money. We're gonna give you food. We're gonna give you car vouchers. We're gonna take care of you. So the more you make mistakes, we're gonna just, you know what? We're just gonna continue to just keep helping you out. Me and my girl talked about this. That is part of why I feel like we have gotten so far off track with the political system, because a lot of people actually think that the democracy, the Democrats are doing people a favor by continuing to just keep giving handouts, and handouts don't give you a hand up. I want y'all to hear that again. For the people that love to vote Democrat all the damn time, keep an open mind. For a person to give you a handout is not giving you a hand up. What that teaches you to do mentally, spiritually, emotionally, and financially is it teaches you to be counting on that method every time that you run into a little bump in the road. So if you know that you always have it there, then you just, you know what? I'll just keep doing it. If I know that I could just continue to keep getting credit cards and just running up the bill, and they have this little safety net set up for me, so if I mess up, all I got to do is just turn the card back in. Promise I won't do it for 3 months, and then I can turn around and get another card. Then why would anybody continue why would anybody stop, using credit irresponsibly? It's the same reason why people don't stop using food stamps irresponsibly and abusing that system and continuing to just keep having children for benefits. Because there's clearly no reason for a woman at age 24 to have 3 children and to be living in squalor. For her to have already lost custody of 1 kid and now has lost custody of the other 2 because nobody knows where she was at. Gone for more than 12 hours. That's inexcusable. And I would never want to see people in my chat or people in my comment section on Facebook, making excuses. I actually had a conversation with somebody on my Facebook yesterday on the video I did on the mom with the smoking baby. And I talked to her and I explained to her why I feel like you shouldn't give people excuses. And she was like, you know what? I agree with that. And I think that's why these conversations are important, is because of the fact that I don't mind you guys having a difference of opinion. Everybody that's in the chat right now, I don't mind you guys having a difference of opinion. But what we have to do at some point is we have to let truth and logic prevail. We have to let truth and logic prevail. Truth and logic should trump everything. All right? Again, I'd like to thank you guys for coming through. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and read the donations.